Paris. One impossible journey begins. Paris begins here, the Eiffel Tower, built for the 1889 World's Fair and nearly torn down 20 years later. Gustave Eiffel's engineers assembled 18,000 pieces of iron in just 2 years. 324 meters of open lattice over the Seine. At blue hour, the structure lights up in 56,000 bulbs, and for 5 minutes every hour it sparkles. The city condemned it as an eyesore. The world made it its most photographed landmark. The Louvre holds 35,000 works across 15 kilometers of gallery space. You could spend a week and still miss half of it. It was a royal fortress in the 12th century, a palace for 7 centuries after that, and a museum only since the Revolution of 1793. The glass pyramid in the courtyard, designed by I.M. Pei and opened in 1989, was booed at first. Today, it's the most photographed entrance in the world. Notre-Dame took nearly 200 years to build, begun in 1163, completed around 1345. Victor Hugo wrote the novel that saved it from demolition in the 19th century. In April 2019, its medieval spire collapsed in fire and the world watched live. Reconstruction took 5 years and reopened in December 2024, fully restored. The cathedral sits on the Île de la Cité, the original island where Paris was founded over 2,000 years ago. Montmartre sits 130 meters above the city, the highest point in Paris. Its streets fed Picasso, Monet, Toulouse-Lautrec, and Van Gogh when rents were low and the light was right. At the hill's summit, Sacré-Cœur's white travertine stone is self-cleaning. Rainwater reacts with the rock and keeps it bright. Completed in 1914, it draws more than 10 million visitors per year, second only to the Eiffel Tower. The Champs-Élysées runs 1.9 kilometers from Place de la Concorde straight to the Arc de Triomphe, a perfectly straight ceremonial corridor lined with 300 plane trees. Napoleon never marched down it in victory. Allied forces did in August 1944, and 1 million Parisians lined the street. Every July 14th, Bastille Day turns the avenue into the world's most famous military parade ground. At Christmas, 400,000 lights turn it into a tunnel of gold. Napoleon commissioned the Arc de Triomphe in 1806 after Austerlitz, his greatest victory. Took 30 years to finish. He never saw it completed. 12 avenues radiate from this single point, a design that makes the whole city readable from above. Beneath the arch burns the eternal flame for France's unknown soldier, lit in 1921 and never extinguished. At 50 meters tall, the arc frames every sunset on the western axis of Paris perfectly. La Défense is Europe's largest purpose-built business district, 72 tower blocks housing 1.5 million workers on any given weekday. But it was built to preserve Paris. French law forbids skyscrapers inside the historic center, so the city pushed its skyline 3 kilometers west. The Grande Arche, completed in 1989, aligns precisely with the Arc de Triomphe and the Louvre, a single axis running 8 kilometers straight through the heart of the capital. From here, every landmark falls into place. The Eiffel Tower anchoring the west, Notre-Dame at the center of the island, Sacré-Cœur rising white from the north, La Défense glittering on the horizon. The Seine ties it all together, the same river the Romans called Sequana 2,000 years ago. Paris is not one monument. It is a system, every piece placed deliberately, every axis drawn with intent. This is what impossible travel reveals. Paris, best food, iconic landmarks, 2 continents. Follow impossible travel for the next impossible city.